This video was inspired by a creepypasta I read on Reddit. Welcome to my channel. Tonight's scary story is called The Whispering Mirror. The old house had been in Anna's family for generations. It was filled with antique furniture and old knickknacks that had been passed down from her great-great-grandparents to her grandparents to her parents, and finally to her. Her mother had recently passed away, leaving the large house to Anna and her brother. Although they had fond memories of the house, they knew it was too big for just the two of them. So they put it up for sale and waited for the day they would have to move out. One day, while clearing out her mother's things, Anna found a small key hidden in an old book. She asked her brother if he knew what the key was for, but he said he had no idea. Curiosity got the best of her, so she set off to find the lock. It opened. She wandered through the dusty rooms until she came across a door in the attic she had never noticed before. It was locked, but when she turned the key, it opened easily. Inside was a single wooden chest. Anna sat it on an old moth-eaten armchair and dusted off the lid. As she lifted it, she could have sworn she heard a whisper, but when she looked around, there was nothing there. Shaking off her fear, she opened the chest and found an old, ornate mirror. The glass was cracked and covered in dust, but it still reflected the image of the attic clearly. Anna ran her fingers over the glass and gasped when she felt something hard. It was a small piece of metal embedded in the wood. As she moved it, more and more pieces fell out. She pulled away the dusty cloth covering the mirror and stood back. The metal pieces were nails, and the mirror was nailed into the attic floor. She pried the mirror up and carried it downstairs. She decided to clean it off and hang it in her bedroom. When she looked into the mirror, her reflection stared back at her, but along with her reflection, she could hear a faint whisper. Anna. She assumed it was just her imagination and went about her day. But later, when she looked back at the mirror, she saw herself walking down the street. The street was cobblestone and lined with old buildings. She had never been to this place before. Then she saw herself turn around and walk back the way she came. Anna reached out to touch her reflection, but her reflection did not react. Anna frowned. Why did her reflection seem so lifeless? And why was it showing her places she had never been? That night, Anna lay in her bed staring at the mirror. Its glass was clouded, but she could make out its features clearly. She smiled at her reflection, but her reflection did not smile back. Instead, the reflection stared back at her blankly, emotionlessly, and then it began to change. The face in the mirror was no longer Anna's. It was a distorted version of her that seemed evil. The room grew cold, and Anna felt a hand grip her shoulder. She screamed and turned to see her own hand in the mirror reaching out for her. She backed away from the mirror, tears streaming down her face. But then she froze. In the mirror, the woman smiled wickedly. She mouthed, "Tonight." Then everything went black. Anna woke up the next morning to the sound of voices downstairs. She dried her tears and walked downstairs to see who had come to buy her house. She greeted them with a forced smile. But then she froze. She could have sworn she saw the woman from her mirror standing behind one of the potential buyers. She shook off her fear and showed them around the house. As the weeks passed, more and more people came to look at the house. Each time, Anna felt like the buyer was trying to trick her, that they wanted to steal her house, or worse. On one particularly gloomy day, Anna was sitting in the living room staring at the mirror. She was sure that the woman from her dreams was going to appear at any moment. She rubbed her temples, trying to get rid of the pounding headache that had been plaguing her. Suddenly, the air grew cold, and she heard a whisper. "Tonight," it said. Then the mirror flashed. She shielded her eyes, and when she looked up, she saw herself lying in her bed, eyes wide open, pale. Then the mirror flashed again. This time it showed her lying in her bed, lifeless. Anna screamed and stumbled backwards. She tripped over the rug and hit her head. As she lay there, she heard the whispers grow louder. "Tonight, tonight, tonight." She tried to get up, but her body felt heavy. She looked down and saw that her skin was gray and she was bleeding from the mouth. Anna looked back at the mirror and saw the woman from her reflection standing over her, a cruel smile on her face. Anna tried to scream, but no sound came out. She tried to get up, but her body would not move. With a final flash of the mirror, Anna saw her own lifeless eyes staring back at her. Then everything went black. Some reflections should never be seen.